Let's revisit the impact of a price floor on our supply and demand model. Let's start by reviewing the graph. The horizontal axis represents the quantity of TVs, and the quantity of TVs increases as we move from left to right. The vertical axis represents the price of TVs, and the price increases as we move from bottom to top. The demand curve is downward sloping, and the supply curve is upward sloping. We're going to assume that the supply curve crosses the demand curve at an equilibrium price of $500 and a quantity of 5 TVs. The consumer surplus is a triangle bounded by the equilibrium price, $500, the maximum price that individuals are willing to pay for a TV, $1,000, and the equilibrium quantity, 5 TVs. The total consumer surplus is $500 times 5 times 1/2, or $1,250. As you may remember, a price floor occurs when the government sets the price of a good above its equilibrium price. Now suppose that the manufacturers of TVs lobby the government to impose a price floor on the sale of TVs at $750. This means that the new minimum price of a TV is $750. Notice that individuals will only demand 3 TVs at the price of $750. The consumer surplus is now represented by the green triangle. A new price that customers will pay is $750, and the maximum price that consumers are willing to spend is $1,000. The difference between the two prices, 1,000 minus 750, or 200. Notice also that the maximum market equilibrium quantity that consumers are willing to purchase at $750 is now 3 TVs. The consumer surplus is represented by the green triangle. The value of the consumer surplus is the difference between the price floor, $750, and the maximum price an individual will pay, $1,000, or 250 times the quantity of TVs that individuals want at $750, or 3 TVs, times 1/2. So the consumer surplus is $375. Notice how the price floor impacts consumers. A price floor reduces the consumer surplus from the red area to the green area. Numerically, consumers lose the difference between the consumer surplus without the price floor, $1,250, and the consumer surplus with the price floor, or $375, or a total of $875. The real question is, where does the $875 go?